We've heard the tales, but they're actually... Nemesis on Swain as well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you look into those champions and all you see is like...
He can supercharge all he wants. He's not turning invisible or anything. I think this is going to be a very scary dive indeed. Nita will be the one who is tasked with tanking this, you have to imagine. Level 2's Elsewhere. Crownie immediately flash. There's the shield of Duran. Double taunt. First blood does go the way of the Kaiser. Wendell does end up getting traded as well. This has got a bit messy now for Venom Crest. Can they get reckless? Well, I don't think so. With the heat up of the tower, we'll get one back, but somehow... They still get 3 kills.
I'm going to go up into the top side and match Baus, which I think is probably for the better, just stat-wise and also matchup-wise. But hello,
nice.
Gank in the bot lane. It's fantastic.
Gorgeous. Yeah, they get the taunt again. Wendell landing on the new improved Ionian Rift. Slight change in scenery here, so differences in terms of the number and grubs. For weddings, guys, pick something a little bit easier to drink. As Nemesis in the mid lane, though, up 2 levels right now against this Sion. Just doing exceptionally well, quietly up, nearly 30 CS. LR, though, flashing over the wall with this volley bear, looking to trade out in the river. I think this is going to be an absolute catastrophe for Venom Crest. The anti-venom well and truly in all the while.
That's the thing with Baus. His brain doesn't work like the rest of us. He's going to do things that you're not going to expect. Now, Crownie is in.
Killer Instinct forwards. Wendell knocked up there with the grand entrance. Does get a decent knock away though. Just Gooby helps defend things. The curtains get called. That's Vanir jumping out of the way, but it's leaving Reckless and Crownie in a difficult spot. Doxy's TP'd in. Stun onto that volley bear. And he might be pierced with a few thousand swords in that skin. What's a giant stone statue fist to the face afterwards as well. It's the Scion that picks up the kill. Grubs have just spawned. There are only 3 now on the current patch. And Venom Crest will be claiming them, courtesy of that kill on the jungler.
Yeah, they have been buffed though. And change the numbers around, so getting 3 is still a very big deal. Whilst you don't see the double mites anymore, off the top of my head, the actual burn damage, the ability to just shred through towers, is significantly more powerful. Or at least it certainly feels that way whenever you see teams with 3 grubs on this patch. As another play on the top side, Kubi's flash under the tower as well.
Maiko, Crowdy dies, gets picked up by Kobe. Former LEC AD carries fighting off against each other. Bounce TPing in, Vault Breakers misses it. Wendell will go Justice punching forward, does get traded. Gooby now in a 1v3 though, will likely fall. We'll get at least a decent belly slam forwards. But not enough damage there to really play efficiently. Still leading against that Sion very happily. Crowning gets shot into the wall. Double body slam will cleanse back on out, but in comes that Sion a little bit too little to save the jungler as the team comes flying on forwards. Gonna curl the curtains, or call the curtains. I flip my vowels around. Regardless, Volibear gets a double, and Venom Crest overplay in the river. Lost Ratone's way faster to respond.
Yeah, that they are. They pick up 2 more kills for themselves, and this is the small issue with this Venom Crest composition. It's issue is not necessarily the correct word, but something they're going to have to deal with. As we might hold this thought as Baus.
Was being charged. I got wondered there. Hang on, so shield. It's fine. The dive under the turret, though, maybe less fine. Does get out of the shield of Duran. We'll cease and desist to buy some time. Gooby now in danger. The Eclipse shield and the Blast shield combined is good. Over comes Reckless, and they all go down with the quickness. In comes the hero's entrance, but it might have to be a very swift exit as well. Wendell flashing away, gonna get a bit of speed as the Vault Breaker lands. There's the taunt, but Baus has such a huge shield at this point between the Eclipse and that E passive. Will now back away. Kobe in the mid lane, Kobe in the mid lane rather, might be being Kobe'd as he will need to run towards somewhere that is not being dunked by Velia. Welcome to basketball, my friend. Remove the B and ends up turning into a basketball.
Yeah, not ideal for Venom Crest to say the least, and it's just really well played by Baus on the dive. I'd love a replay if we are allowed to get one, given the state of what's going on our screens right now.
No, absolutely not. Look at the violence commencing, Doxy. We might be able to clear the way.
Oh!
It goes too deep. It's a storm surge. Now who has started with a hollow radiant, so has no discernible resists into a Vi with all of that raw AD damage. And
yeah, Warden's Mail, so that could be what his second item ends up being. Reckless could engage here potentially.
Bounce went looking, won't find the season until just now, but Gooby then gets absolutely annihilated. As does Wendell. Not that tanky as a support on the Gallia. The statue looks a mite bit...
Farming up an absolute storm since then, and he is now 2 real levels above
That's insane.
Gooby, which I can't I can't recall how many times you even see that in the jungle this early on as Doxy. Gonna force Nemesis's ult.
2-level advantage for Nemesis as well, though. There's a hero's entrance coming on in, but that's not going to hit onto Nemesis yet. We'll step on forwards looking for the shielded Durandorn. Does, but overcome Crowdy, who's done a decent job of counter-striking that for a second as Doxy, but it's still not enough. The cast comes down, and it's just a triple to the Swain. Ravens for breakfast.
Goodness me. I mean, we kind of panned away for a moment, but it was a clean disengage for a second. As Nemesis holds onto his ult, Crowny's able to get involved. And Crowny
it made for the better call, you know?
It made for the better call. Exactly. Exactly. But now this is turning into a, I'm going to say, untenable situation for Venom Crest, but one that's going to start feeling like it real soon because of the gold difference at the top of your screen.
8,000! Near enough at this point. Gooby's in danger. Oh, come Nemesis! He's got a demonic ascension! And he'll drag them straight down to hell. Wendell is going to die as well as Nita, who turns into a zombie, but I don't think a brief second life will turn around the damage that's coming on over. That is Nemesis suddenly with a 10-stack Dark Seal. He's already got 2 items. That gold lead is obscenely large now.
Okay. Remember that part 30 seconds ago where I said the game wasn't quite untenable? So,
yeah, I do.
Every now and again, you know, kids sit down on the sofa. Father's about to teach you a life lesson. People can lie to you at any given moment in time, and it's just something that people can do for free. And this is unfortunately one of those circumstances. Crowdy has no sunspot and ult. Maybe he can kite out, but he's got the rest of his team with him.
Oh, no. Well, Jamada is spreading misinformation on the internet, and Lost Tones are spreading misery to wherever Venom Crest may hold court. Bow steps on forwards, does not get hit by the
this game. And, you know, presumably for this series, as Doxy's on an angle.
Can they blow up the Rakan before he gets to flash on out? No,
he's out.
They cannot. He gets to run away. F1 driver Reckless changing into a very different code of competition. Finds his way out. Doxy now splitting away. And I think Baus might just be doxing him with the power of death. Black Cleaver now completed.
Venom Crest's approach to this game wasn't bad at all. The execution just fell a little bit short. And in some of those key moments, unfortunately, the individuals, Gooby's dead. Baus is probably going to die. Maybe.
No, he's not. He doesn't even have any. Does he have mana for Q? I'm not sure he does, but he just gets to use a bit.
Yeah. Well, I think he tried to do Reckless? No.
It's the same deal again. Celestial opposition tankiness. It's going to give Crowny an opportunity to kill her into down to the back of the wall, and when it Cathian rains, it pours. Velia is godlike, and they will continue to prove that opposition is futile right now. Lost Ratones. Got one final member to claim under the tier 2. They are definitely thinking of going for it. Velia will begin to put down the thundering Smam. Looks to bring in the Stormbringer. And will bring down the ace for themselves. 22 stacks on the Medjai's for Nemesis. Base broken wide open. It's not even 23 minutes on the clock, and they will be shattering the base. They might even look to just end it, depending on how confident they're feeling.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 5 members here. Wendell's the only one up. Gooby can maybe do a little bit of work to clear the wave, but no.
Oh my god.
Gone.
The little bit of work was about a second before he got exploded. And everyone else is being exploded too. They get a route onto Crowny, but he's being shielded by the rest of the squad. Nexus turret number 1 falls, and Venom Crest try for the clever draft, the tricky draft, the one that steals Baus's champions away. They go for the early dive, the prep is there, and the execution, well, it was a guillotine in the hands of Lost Ratones. They play with their food at the end of the day. But despite the weirdness in the draft, despite the plans, they mean nothing in the face of Lost Ratones' golden hands. They claim gold, game 1. Gold 1, I think they're slightly better than that one, I suspect.
Now I have a little bit more faith in Venom Crest.
There are a few champions that Baus doesn't like to play against. One of them is Rumble, the other one is Gwen.
Be able to fight. The problem is Gooby can. He's got smite. Gooby has smite. So dead, and then Q out. Yeah, fantastic.
When becomes lightning, audacious charge, 3 talent strike knockup. Red buff, remember, still on Velia against the Conqueror stack, but Nemesis now coming on over. Gooby is now very much on the wrong side of the map. Over comes Wendell, but so is Reckless here. Flash up, but pulverize, and the cow brings one down. Ball Rider eating the wrong end of the animal farm trade. Pigs are always a little more equal than the others as Wendell caught out, and the Iron Horse Lady also falls. That one is picked up by
a couple of minutes, and the end result after everything's shaken down is Dragon is going to be picked up first. Boxy is going to give up this wave.
He wants to fight. Gonna throw out some needles. Bounce will trade out with the Dominus. See how this one goes. Rubber Bounce doesn't have the flash, whereas Doxy does. Got the Q stack available, so can start to snip down real hard. Overcomes Gooby as well. They want to trade this one up, but Bounce will begin to slice and potentially dice out to safety. But there is an Arctic Assault that way. You know?
They have more or less boiled down the grubs to as you say, kind of 1 to 2 here as top play.
Good combo. Permafrost. I think he is just going to die. Gets the wave at least, but Doxy gets that kill and nice return gank.
Life feels really good. See how that side lane matchup continues to develop. As Lofton has been eyeing up this dive for a long time.
And say quietly, oh so quietly, that lead's been building and now it's beginning to explode. Wendell flashed on, gets knocked up on a 3 Talon strike, and they pick up that feat of war.
Did he see him smite? He's waiting for Niter. Oh, he's not waiting for Niter anymore.
Niter unbinds his soul, seals the fate as well. There'll be a permafrost angle to try and make this one work as Velia burns his own ult. Gooby now in a spot of danger himself. Still got a long cooldown to wait on his Q, but they can turn this one around and the needles come on over. Nemesis now here, looking for the shuffle. The Emperor's Divine onto Gooby must be an option, but instead he flashes away and Doxy now in danger. Gooby's got to run for the hills. They kill off Doxy. It's Bowser.
Typically Japanese media finding its way onto those.
That's very true.
Onto those channels. But that away, Lost Returners were able to secure their second dragon of this game, and it will be Mountain Soul again. Naya should be fine, but might find himself having to flash maybe.
Velia has got the ult available just about, but there's still a Q3, so the Mortal still gets that one all the while. The Nemesis brings down Wendell, shut down onto Velia, but a flash on continues to be ahead. The farm leads in mid, in jungle, continue to be problematic. Baus, though, being attacked again. The needles, though, just go largely wide, but a Glacial Prison will make sure that Baus takes his injections. Does be forced to go to sleep. The anesthesia does its work, and Doxy gets another kill.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
The bot side and the counter invade went so wrong. It's kind of left this bot lane a little bit to the wolves, or perhaps, I suppose, to the cows, considering this Alistair has been an absolute menace. Trying to come and defend this, but Nemesis roams on over. Wendell goes looking for the Magnet Storm and hits absolutely no one. Where was that going? All the while, Kobe stunned up, trying to run away, as Gooby is left out to the wolves, as we were talking about. Crowny gets that one. Bounce. Very, very significant. Sometimes you do things like steel caps, rushes, and all those kinds of things.
Level of gameplay, very, very important, and Bal's done a pretty good job so far of that. Though, as we praise him, not really his fault.
That was a mistake.
Gooby just stuck into that bush.
That's right. Crest were looking for those picks. Hell yeah. Doesn't have a wave to get to. Nemesis has rejoined with his jungler. Niter, though, got the Q3 available. Finds the knockup. Throws out the Spirit Cleave. Velia will pop his Crescent Guard and stay alive. Gooby now in a 1v2 of his own. The double knockup, but the jungler dies! Venom Crest, you had the man advantage and you're still losing it! There wasn't even a lightning crash on this area and she still finds the kills.
That's just frustrating to watch from Venom Crest. Just gotta make your mind up, lads. Pick a way to go. But they're kind of split. I think Wendell and Gooby, I'm not sure what it was, but they ended up kind of taking a very awkward path to chase down Velia in comparison to the rest of their companions on this journey. And, yeah, Reckless just a great double knockup. The turn is very easy to do for Lost Returners, so the third dragon will go over in what really was an incredibly advantageous position there. Gooby thought that Nemesis was going to flash backwards. That's how we're painting that. Naya will secure this tier 1 in the top side, so that's gold secured. But that E forward, that might give Reckless an angle to just take a slow walk around here. Gooby, I don't know how much he can really do. Wendell's in the area, though.
Okay. The ult's burned by Niter. Bounce is dead.
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
And that's flashing ult down as well.
Dash in, get the stun, maybe an extra whoa, and then a Q, and then dash out. That kind of circumstance, that's not the trade pattern going down. And Foxy is
It's not a bad win. Wendell, though, is down at half, and that could be slightly problematic as your main engage tool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Kobe just needs to position a little carefully. Oh, look at the flash!
It's gorgeous! Category 5 disaster for Nemesis, but Reckless with the 4-man pulverize to turn it around. Neither work flies. They have killed off the jungler, though. Baus with the Dominus running can look to potentially find a little bit more. The healing is enough to keep him healthy. They got the engage, but not enough. Crowny survives, and they've got to play this dragon fight with no smite available.
No smite available, but the 4v4 doesn't look too bad. There's a teleport coming in from Myers on. He's got flash. on the backside. Even if this dragon goes down and Soul's dead, I think they might lose the fight regardless.
Dragon goes down, smite secured, that's Soul. What about the fight after? It's a complete mess. Bouncer to the backline, slices and dies. Niter gets knocked up, but he'll be pulling an all-nighter, I think. Going to be put to sleep. I think for Venomcrest, if it's not there already. Flashed out of the fate sealed that sealed Nemesis' life in that last fight. Won't have it available right now as Wendell. Ferromancy crashes down, but you can bend iron. You can't bend the forces of life as the soldiers go sliding on forward to claim that life. They can look for a bit more as Velia and the rest of Lost don't go against the fate seal is fantastic. Pulse back to Niter, but they can't quite get the kills they're looking for. The health bar's a little bit low for Lost Retones as Niter spares some blushes there with a monstrous fate sealed.
Yeah, but the problem is the health bars are just high enough that they might feel confident, to start this Baron up. Gooby still in the area, no ultimates available for Venomcrest. They decide against it as Gooby's just face checked. The Q's a little short too. I think he's dead.
Koza looking on forward, Gooby in danger. Does not have the Arctic Assault. Maybe should have gone for Arctic Defense. As now he's in a lot of danger. Bow slices and will look to cull the Meek with a bit of Ruthless Predator on top of it. Slide away from Doxy, going the other way with the skip and slash, but I think the only place he's going to be skipping is an early grave. You have to feel as Kobe gets jumped on, hit by the wind, becomes lightning, and that allows the audacious charge to bring down the intrepid explorer from Piltover.
Very, very good play from Venomcrest. I mean, rather from Lost Retones turning away from that Baron, getting the rundown. It's fantastic stuff as hello. Is Wendell in trouble?
It
Nemesis.
never really ends, does it, in this series?
No. It's been very old.
Oh no!
Oh no, that's bad. It will be thank you. Wow. Very, very sweet.
Production on it.
Yeah, he's looking for Velia. She can't forward for, but then
misses. With a locket and
now that guy.
Is a 4v1 enough? The Alistair will break the Will Unbreakable, rather, as Nemesis goes golden. That's not great for the Azir. Now in danger. Goes forward with the wind, becomes lightning to Velia, looking for a back angle in. Wendell still trying to do some work here on this rel. They'll start to get a couple kills as Velia finally gets one, but Doxy is
Crowny's here.
On development, but Crowny is here. And the lightning comes crashing on in. Renamed to Zeus, God of Thunder comes striking in the form of Azeri.
It's a strange set of decisions from Venomcrest. I mean, why the Alistair? I think Alistair found his way onto Kobe, but Nemesis is face-checking you. Let the Ezreal self-pill, lads. I think he's alright, to be honest with you.
The meta right now does feel like the king of the skirmishes does the Shinzao, and Venomcrest are split off. Doxy is level 16 and is scary on the Gwen. Glacial Prison lands onto Nemesis, who gets an Emperor's Divide but doesn't really hit anyone valuable right now. The lightning crash from Crowny, though, means that Gwen turned back into a doll, gets absolutely stuffed as they went looking for the engage. Can't find it, and Venomcrest, they're looking for smoke and mirrors. And Lost Retones, well, they see all too clearly. Wendell is going to get murdered, and Crowny is looking to make this a really certified Zeri moment. How many kills can he pick up in this fight? Won't be an official penta or anything, but certainly got a very nice-looking scoreline. 11 kills deep. Lands the Ultra Shock Laser, a hop away from Kobe as Rex were looking for that headbutt pole. Velia will audaciously charge a knock-up, and a final stab at a spear. And Lost Retones will ace Venomcrest and look to bring us to match point here in the series.
Not as much volatility as game one, but certainly the same outcome. Lost Retones able to stave off a lot of the pressure that was put down around the map. Will bring us to series point.
Ooh, love the cannon coming through from Doxy right here. A little bit counterintuitive with the Javan. He can either locks you in or out. But we'll see how Venomcrest is going to choose to pilot that.
I'm a bit worried about that Nathir.
You're my rock, Jamada.
Oh.
And you throw games occasionally and watch you on stream, so that also makes sense as Baus needs to be a little bit scared here. There's a flash available, and Doxy just gets the solo kill.
All right, yeah, sure.
Crowny got to get an entire Gatling gun charge off on 2 people there. That is brutal. Scooby has gone for that potential desperation play. Doesn't need to flashes yet. Nemesis now in danger. Yet to use the E or the Q. The flag and drag available. Needs to try and get around here. Marshall Kane's over the wall as Velia flashes with the W after to make it the 1-for-1.
Then Velia can press the W key. He's going to hold on to his
that's a big one. Okay,
well, he actually got the smite, Scooby.
That's a good one, but over comes Nemesis. That Orianna gonna have to flash
got ult,
Doxy.
actually.
Has got quite an option here. Will start to make things really electrifying. And the W key is pressed instead it's the L key. Now Nemesis might be looking in a pretty dodgy spot himself. It's the Orianna who currently
turn
doesn't
around
have
and kill
flash. Baus is in a bit of a scary spot. They just turn around and pick him up as well. Venom Crest pick up too. Just spawned. Gooby just slides on into this side bush, can look for the angle, there's the Cataclysm, can look for a turnaround here, but just doesn't have the damage side. We shove that comes across onto the other, and Wendell's there as well. And Nemesis gets to walk back and...
From Doxy. From many, many years gone by, leagues like Matchco, or leagues like the Italian League, on Matchco. And things of the like where...
It did feel like they ran that league, so I get the misspeak. As Velya, though, the moment we speak well about a player, they end up in trouble. We're ready to put the lightning rush down, but he's been marked by the hot dog. Do you want to buy one? Throws down the slicing maelstrom, flash on forward. There's the handshake, and it is very firm indeed. A hostile takeover, and Reckless, unfortunately, picks up the...
Weird, a little bit awkward as... Well, goodbye, Kobe. Sent to the mountains of... In between tier 1
You
and 2.
enjoy silly puns.
Yeah. It's like that, or I wouldn't say me. Oh, hello, Doxy.
Nice handshake. He might be in trouble here. Gonna try and run away a little bit. Has a blast cone, but to where? Just about out to safety. Velya here. Can look
Velya has
for
ult in a
a corner
second.
of the pack. There he comes.
Oh, what?
Interrupted. Wendell. That is superb timing. The depth charge saves the top lane.
On an execution of a play, it's just about that pressure, right? Pulling the LR around the map gradually, finding windows, and this is, the kind of stuff you can find.
Depth charge onto the cataclysmed Orianna, who's got nothing there to do. It is the end of days, at least for Ori. The hostile takeover hits no one. They'll try and turn it around. If Reckless now in danger, can try and put a bailout in, but it's just not enough. As they do finally get a reset for Comet running with Crowdy, who puts down the Valkyrie. And it's enough. The fight getting very messy as Baus is turned on up. Nita, though, throwing another rock. As Nita picks up one more, it's a 4 for 3.
Get this point off. I feel like positioning is a little too aggressive. Will, oh, hello, Doxy. I mean, this is really great from Baus. Trying to keep Doxy in a position where he can't TP. Baus will be able to walk down now. Doxy should try and reset, get a TP off, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it.
Split off, goes
Gooby.
looking,
Wow.
Flash around, Reckless in danger. They go looking for this one. The Dragon now left alone. Gooby in danger, but they go the route on Reckless. Down for the count. Into the backline goes the dog. But eviscerating nowhere. Hasn't got the resets. Tries to call the back, but no one answers. Called an ambulance, and it was Vanir to get it as a triple kill.
For the Oh.
Hang on. Okay, Doxy, we were praising him, but has died the 1v1 topside. First turret to lost the turrets, but they lose the dragon, so there is that.
Yeah, they lose the dragon. I mean, this will be feats of strength too, right? It's the third objective here. More Venom Crest, so they're going to get those boots. That's going to feel, frontline engage coming out of the support. Very, very rarely is it the case that Reckless is on, a Rel or an Alistar. It's really... it's typically these kind of champions like Renata, Rakan, and a couple of the other enchanters that we see him pilot. And at times, it does feel like in a situation like this where you would love to be able to commit forward to punish what is in a very immobile backline. You don't get to do that as easily as, say, Venom Crest get to with the Nautilus and with the Jarvan. And we'll see how this transpires now.
Yeah, it's quite a short range composition too into a Poke Farith with Chains of Corruption, Nautilus and all of his CC, Talia's ability to throw down Unraveled Earth and shove you over it. Has gotten behind Nita. That's with the teleport. Gooby's around. Nita gonna get pulled back with the shockwave though. That's an important shutdown going the way of
dedicated 400-ish gold plus, and then you think about some of the minions missed in the wave. TP out Baus.
You really want that shockwave to be painful, so you do get that reactivation on the ult for Velya, who's really had a tough time finding those right now. Was full send onto Nemesis. You heard it from Adrian. Oh wow, is the start, and afterwards is Venom Crest might have gone.
Oh, Doxy.
I fear a little deep. Doxy looking for an angle. Bailout heals Nemesis though. He gets to stay alive for a second. Corner of the pack still not gonna be enough as Kobe gets that one. It's messy.
No way.
But Venom Crest still able to try and threat this one out as Crowny looking for an angle. Turn around with a depth charge. Reckless though finds a bit of damage back. Kobe trying to trade this one out. It is.
So he's gonna be seen because he's gonna dart past all of LR. But still, now they have to play with that information that he's there. They're going to walk forward into Gooby. Gooby's in trouble. He's got it!
He goes in, finds the Cataclysm. The seismic shove comes on down. They kill off that Jarvan. Still get the reset. Baus in danger. The backside, Doxy gets a pretty mediocre slicing.
Baus,
and Baus just won't die. Another hammer shot. Another angle in. Where the hell is Kobe? Off to the side, trying to find something. Finds a dredge line, but I don't know whether Wendell actually wants that. Finds a depth charge after Baus. Still absolutely unkillable. This Poppy is an absolute beast now.
Oh man, they just had to play time. They just had to let the pressure of Doxy being behind them really work for them. But now LR get everything they wanted off that exchange. They get the kills, they get the objective. And I praised Kubi for his mentality of wanting to send it. Let Los Ratones try and make a play, right? That's been one of their weaker points. But don't let them get a free play. That's not not the angle you need.
Yeah, went a bit too far the other way, guys. That's the pendulum fall.
See. Yeah, that was I. Let's see. Can Gooby get a steal? He's got a
handshake.
Buff through. Oh, the wall stops that.
There's a shockwave after. Knight is now in danger.
Oh no!
Takeover. It's absolutely glorious. Reckless finds them all. It's a triple towards Crowny, and the Atacon is secured as well. Los Ratones right back in the game, the early game. Messy. Looked problematic to say the least, but they managed to hold their nerve, find some much better fights. And right now they look like they can do no wrong.
Yeah. These last 2 skirmishes, 3 skirmishes. Decision making again, it's just coming out on top for Los Ratones. That's a very manageable situation. So Baus is trying to make it as unmanageable as possible.
He's level 16, the highest in the game right now, and currently taking next to no damage. Looking to go into the backline now. Nemesis goes golden. The hostile takeover buys some time. Berserk goes Niter. Gooby caught his own cataclysm, and it's the end of days, but for the wrong person, Velia will eviscerate Flash away. Baus on the killing spree. Baus bosses them all. He is the Messier League. He certainly is in the NLC. Flashes on forwards. Los Ratones knocked down to the lower bracket. And I think...
And even Velia maybe could have walked out of this one with his life in a couple of different scenarios. All these going to be extended now. I think that should just about be...
Felt very Los Ratones favoured. They are up a lot of gold now. I won't do the maths on air. You can do that yourselves, guys. Just know that it is significant. Dragon started Velia on a potential flank angle. He could be pretty deadly here as Baus steps on forwards again. Wendell caught out. Doxy forced to back away, lost half his HP, but gets a decent death charge on the other side though. Does Wendell buys a bit of down to 4k HP is the Dragon. Looking at trying to redemption, heals people up. Into the back, there goes Gooby! It's a big cataclysm, but the follow-up's not there! And the turnaround with the hostile takeover, with the Hound's pursuit, will drag them all straight down to hell. Cry havoc and let slip the jungle dogs of war.
Yeah, Baus is going to TP onto this mid-wave, and they're going to shove with Baron. This should be game 3-0 Los Ratones. A few ups, a few downs in this series, but otherwise, I think you're right. I think that series versus Nord only really served to piss them off a bit. They're going to walk down this mid lane and end this series and give us an early night.
The Danish representatives will be denied a trip home. Los Ratones' journey through the lower bracket begins, and they do it with style. You can't ban Baus out, it turns out. He has a few too many available to him.